All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Here we go. Set.
First carry of the game for and he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
Run.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Great job.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here we go. Set. 180.
53. Mike. Coming for you.
Hey. On the ball.
On second down, and forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Drop something else back. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, baby.
Set.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
Newton's going to hand it off to McCaffrey across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Run.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi.
Yo trip ends here, baby. Yo trip ends here.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Taken in at the 22. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, how many times have we heard coaches say, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Okay, baby, I see you. Tight end's left. Out. 3 down.
Come on, let's go. Red 38.
Give it up to the Panthers. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Here we go.
Check 50.
And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Newton takes it himself. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's third down.
Almost like Shakespeare here. Mike Kingo.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are going to take the first lead. Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Gano out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers.
Hey, we got
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Six down, man. 5-4.
Mike's 57. 57's Mike.
They'll run with the backup. This is Williams. And he stopped immediately there.
Check the backer.
Tackle made by K1 Short.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Tight end's right. Watch tight end. Alert. 3 down.
Bike.
Safe.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Tight end to the right. Move. 3 down.
Pitch out to Williams. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Run.
Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position. I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league. But the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. If there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Fight 33. We got sack. Come on.
Mike 56.
On 3rd down. That's McKenzie. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now. as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Come on now,
Come on now, on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here.
They'll hand it off now. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yards to put themselves in a good spot.
They'll run with Williams. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. And gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken at the 23. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. And the early lead there belonging to the Cardinals. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
They go play action here. 1st down. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Carolina.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers strike quickly here.
Talking about, baby.
Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now 14-0. Gano out to kick this one away. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that. Williams. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The former Maryland Terp, Jermaine Carter Jr. had the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
What's on?
Here's Williams.
It's run, fellas.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it out, Suit was there and just ran him down.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And the Panthers coming out now. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drives exactly what you want to offer. They have to be careful is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Slam!
This is McCaffrey on the give. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Here we go.
2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
20.
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
Sponge! No!
Hey!
This is McCaffrey. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Tight left. 3 down.
Hey! Gun.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
56. Mike, 56, right there.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
We got four. Let's go.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down.
Strong left.
They'll run it now.
Check me out. We got 3 down.
Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
Run. That's it, baby.
The Eagles send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. His first punt 45 yards. This looks good as well. Taken in at the 11. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Around the NFL, they're in the second quarter at Lambeau. And early on, the driver's seat belongs to the Seahawks. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. So Newton and the Panthers come up now, 1st and 10 at their own 27.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Start on the ground with the running right through it. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
Here we go.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
53's the Mike. 53. Check 53.
The throw on 2nd down is Newton. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Carolina.
That's my boy.
A big play there. 76 yards. And the Panthers add on to their lead. You know, the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out come the Eagles. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Yeah, let's go. That's what I'm talking about, boy. I'm going to hit you all day, baby.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Four down. Alert.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at the situation. Williams. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. An NFL update. They're in the second quarter in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Double tight.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
We got three, fellas. We got 3.
And he spins past him and into space. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the rout is on here in this first half. Gano out to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Double tight. 4 down, check.
Here we go. 120. What's this on?
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room?
Let's go.
Know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime numbers are more political than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Well, they had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on second and 10.
Tight end's right.
Hey, Rip 5-2, hot here.
Hey, we are.
And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, baby, boom.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now
Sunday,
here's
Sunday.
3rd and 10.
Hey,
Here we go. Lady!
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Woo! Yeah, baby! Yeah!
The Eagles send out their punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense,
got the lead. Yeah.
we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game.
No.
Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Go, run!
Beautiful stand and room to run. And taking it across
3 down.
midfield and inside the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Watch tight end. Hey, we got 3 down.
Here we go. Set, 180.
53's the mic. 53.
Back to the ground on first. McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that. Who knows?
McCaffrey. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make the defense stand up and stop them. They'll try and pick it up in McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the stick.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I'm just curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, baby!
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out.
Here we go.
But a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Run with McCaffrey. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Mike 56! Mike 56!
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game, and with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Shift.
56 to Mike.
The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. Third and long. Pitching it out to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for fourth down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Tight end right.
Here we go on fourth. And this is incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on fourth down. And that will force a turnover on downs. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. They're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Number 20 of the game. Here's Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Come on now. Let's go.
Tight on this side, boys. Tight on the left. Tight on the left. Move. 4 down.
And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, go into pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a first down.
This is the way. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball. Move it downfield. Run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at the 34.
Check. Gun.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, pulled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. McCaffrey. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Red 38!
And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
You got him. Your trip ends here, baby. Your trip ends here.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Bang, 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 bang. Mike's 56.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3. And they'll go on the ground. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position.
Newton now to throw. Steps away. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for Carolina, the win gets them to 5-9 now on the year. And they'll return home next.